Warp drive active.
I kind of want to see if it's possible to determine if, oops, if there's loot in the window, right? So I want to run the puzzle over and over again just tonight, just so I can get a T2. And I wonder if I can see in the window to see if the item has spawned. Okay, so anyways, I am preheating my oven, and I wanna set a timer. Oops. I want to take my clock and pin to taskbar, and I want to open the clock, and I want to make a 15-minute timer to preheat this oven. You crashed, did you? You did. Try a 10-minute timer, that's fine. Hi, kitty. Oh, I love you. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump you. Kitty.
Warp drive active.
Hi, kitty. So, okay, depleted. I have 2,600 wood. I'm going to go drop it. Ah, get your tail out of my face, kitty. Somebody was in here already. That's something in rust? No, it's Eve. If I'm standing on it, it won't pop, huh? Oh, I didn't bring my tools. Oops. Oh, kitty. I think Compound Bow got buffed a little bit. There's an industrial splitter. That's something I haven't got yet. That's valuable. good there's a repair bench here. I can fix my jackhammer. And I can just AFK right here. This is like a base. It's so cool. Okay, I came here because I am trying to... Oh, kitty. Grab crystals out of my Mog house. Ooh, 100k for lightning clusters. Not bad. Maybe I can get the next step of inventory expansion again. That's good. Maybe I will turn the music back on again. I'll just turn it a little bit quieter. Well, I was going to turn on a video. I guess I'll leave it off. It's fine. Pretty kitty. Pretty kitty. Ah! Pretty kitty. Ooh, milk crate. I was glad I checked. Ooh, suppressor. Get some good use out of that. I wish I could research that. Time was you can make suppressors. Oh, and water, power water purifier. Nice. I think I will ride a train with nothing but a set and a bow. And I will reveal a bunch of the fog of the war right now. Yeah. No, I'll go naked with just 30 fuel. And in that way, I can just get fog of the war revealed. Yeah, I'll take nothing but 30 fuel. Oh, Kitty, you're like walking on my keyboard. Ugh. She's like, what's going on, Kitty? What you doing there, buddy? What you doing there, Kitty? Yeah. Oh, Kitty. Soon I'll have dinner. Oops. Oh, time to put the pizza in. I'll be right back. Yep, I can take a naked kit out there to a train. I'll go walk into that train right there and I'll go put my pizza in the oven. I'll be right back. Okay. Alright, you pull out this pizza. Okay, come and sit back down again. Nice. Perfect timing. Y'all know how to AFK? Ah. Did I hear something? What was that sound? Oh, I don't know. I guess I do need a compass, which sucks. Do I need a compass? No. No, this is like an AFK mission. I don't know. Does it matter which way I go? I suppose not. It's probably faster to go out that way. It's all the same, really. We'll just see what 34 fuel can learn me. Oh shit, what the fuck is that? What the fuck was that? Is he in front of me? I think he is. He is in front of me, I can see him. Wow. I love Rust Adventures. Squish. Oh, I need to set a timer. Run me 10 minutes again, yeah. Squish. was that about? I love riding through the sandbox and having random generation stuff happen. Sometimes losses is really good for stuff like this. This is so much better than A-Train because you can just like get off and build a base somewhere. And like I keep looking for other games like to try and replace the feeling of this game, and you can't. It's fucking annoying. Nice, we're gonna get a good fog of war going. We don't need a compass because I can see. And then this way we will help with a bit of the of some of the fog of war anyways. Yeah. We can take different routes when I get back around again, if I get around again. And I can just suicide back to my base. It's like a one-way trip to hell in the sandbox. I'll lose some XP, but I'm you know, that's fine. Maybe I should stop at that river, but I really don't care. I'd rather reveal Fog of War. It's the same map that we had last wipe, which is sort of tragic. Here's, well, I don't know. I don't need water. We're gonna get a big old splotch of Fog of War, like, removed. I love the Fog of War. It's actually such a cool little strategic thing I used to really love about video games that they stopped doing. That used to be very common. Like, if you didn't know where something was, it was black, you know? So you'd have to go find out. Oh, I'm done. Okay. Am I done here? No, I don't know. Did we cap this? Yeah, we capped it 60 seconds ago, so... Scout.
Warp drive active.
It's now in snow and I'm freezing to death. But for some reason on trains, maybe you don't freeze to death, I guess. Yeah, it looks like they've suspended the rules of cold on trains because yeah, it does sort of break the whole. What the hell was that? That sounded like, in the cab, you should not be cold at all. This is gonna run out soon, but we got like most of the map circle. There's airfield. I learned stuff. There's Miltons. We learned where stuff was. Which is good, and we can see if there's I should have stopped maybe at airfield just to expose a little bit more, but no, I can see where if a thing does land, I'll be able it's in the northeast corner. I got the right bit of exposed. Getting rads from that monument right here, which is dumb. $82 and $240. Oh, there's a body down there. We're like dragging along. That's the sandbox. Gonna run out of fuel here, unfortunately, pretty soon here. But we're trying to get all the way around to connect it, maybe, hopefully, or at least just like, and then I'm gonna run on foot to explore a big splotch of that direction when this thing runs out of fuel. I'll just turn on auto run and I'll run across this direction, trying to expose a whole bunch of the map. We got a bunch of the map exposed, which is good. Oh, there's some kind of monument that I want to expose, and I'm gonna jump. That's sort of odd. There's like stuff overgrown on this thing. Yeah, it was out of fuel anyways. So there was a monument back here, I think, that we exposed. Or maybe we're way up there. It's hard to tell. No, I think I want to suicide now. The best use of my time is the loss, so I'll just go respawn. I'll add a, scarecrow to the fucking server, and I'll take a jump to the unnamed camper seat and run the puzzle. Real low investment. Wait, did I hit the fucking switch? I don't think I did. Son of a fucking bitch. I wasted this fuse. It's fine. It'll probably get 2 swipes, and that's all I can get out of it, really. I think I forgot to hit the switch. Damn it. No, the switch is on. The switch is on. I used to hate running puzzles. He is out there. It's the NPC, I guess. Did I aggro the NPC? Yeah. Ooh. Oh, gotta check my pizza. In just a minute. It won't burn yet. Oh, right, the fuse, the fuse. Get the fuse. Oh, the fuse, so much. Maybe that's enough. I don't know if that's enough. We have another fuse. It's fine. It's just, you know, more runs. Hopefully more fuses fall. Run out here and loot in the hopes of seeing a fuse. I'll go back to the outpost until I find a fuse, and then I'll just, or a few fuses, and or like buy them. Ooh, high quality pistons. That's good. I won't use that this weapon. Looking to use it. I'm not really using stone either. Or metal ore that's small. There we go. That's a little bit better. There's a torch I don't really totally need. And then all the rest of that is recycle. It's a little bit more sane now. We can do a little bit more work. And I'll go check the pizza the minute I load the recycler. Because it takes a while. Yes, I already had a load in there. Those are my arrows. I don't want to recycle them. And I don't have a weapon, but... Okay, and I will feed this fire, and I will stand by it, and I will go check my pizza. See that flashlight. Let's see. Not really too good enough yet. I'm gonna set like a 5-minute timer. I want to do better than that. Okay, I'm gonna set a 5-minute timer. Yeah, give me a 5-minute timer for my pizza. 7 rope. I mean, that's saltwater purifier. It's something I would value, I guess. Gonna run over there and drink some water so this fire will heal me further.
Warp drive active.
Oh, it's the, wow, the big team came here and they're doing the battlefield. No, I will go to the battlefield, actually. It pays better.
Warp drive active.
And it's cooler. It pays way better. It pays like 15 of these, basically. Or 10. It's like 10. Getting blueprint frags in the box. It's fucking awesome. Oh yeah, there is like a repair bench, huh? So RP is like a stripped down naked. And I like put on my fucking helmet and I'm like, chilling in my fucking RV, bitch. So RP. But I could go out and fire an AK without the goddamn government fucking suing me and throwing me in prison, industrial complex, bullshit, paupers prison. Or like smoke weed and not get thrown in fucking bullshit ass prison, industrial complex, fucking pauper prison. Or like smoke speed or whatever. Oh, gotta go check my pizza. Burb. Alright, how's that guy looking? I'm gonna grab my flashlight here because I can't really see in the oven. There we go. How are you looking? You're looking pretty good, but I still don't think that crust is good enough. You're looking golden brown right now. I think that's good enough, yeah. We'll kill the oven now. I'll leave it in there to finish. Yep. In a while, like an hour, I will eat. Yeah, that piece is going to be amazing. Yeah, I'll set like a... Now we let it sit in the oven for... Or well, I suppose it's done now. If I leave it in there, it'll just keep cooking, huh? I better actually pull it out. I turn the oven off. Yeah. Give me this thing. Okay. there's my meal. It's gotta cool down. Oh no, let's get a bowl of that thing. This is the cat bowl. It'll go back over here, I guess. Yeah. And then milk. Don't know. I guess I want a glass of milk. Oh, I stepped on her foot. Trash, but I don't have a bag. Okay. Go. There's dinner. I have blue cheese with this. Rest of the bottle. Okay, there goes that. Then some green Tabasco. This will be quite good. Pizza night. Pizza time. I will turn off the lossless now. Yep, there we go. And I will get up and out and then back up. Yep, I will go and I will repair this car. There's another fuse in here, which is good. Oh, my mic fell. My fucking dinner, get it off me. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to have my mic fall. God damn it, now it's like doing it on its own. Fucking annoying, I didn't bump it. Get in the hole, motherfucker. There. Okay, sorry, so sorry about that. Thought I taped that pretty well. Oh, I have run out. Oh, I can probably pull the cord on this mouse now, finally. 2200 wood, I will go put it away. we'll sit in this bush. I love how this game just doesn't log you out. It doesn't care to. Can't sit down because something happened to my bars. They're totally gone, which makes no sense. I guess because I reformatted. So let's attempt to fix it. How do I sit down again? I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't remember how. Oh, well, I'm going to sit in this tree at bush. I don't think it matters. Let's go see what happened on YouTube today. Oops.
It's about that time. Okay, what up, friendos? Welcome back. It's about that time again. It's about that time to just do the victory lap, to look at the stupid people who have repeatedly gone out of their way to defend pay to win, to say everyone's wrong about the pay to win, despite reading and listening and watching people who work at the company describe the pay to win, and just generally see whether or not there's going to be some form of mea culpa or some form of contrition from these people who have gone out of their way to make memes, to spread lies. And we are, of course, talking about Ion 2. It's not all that serious, but it is fucking funny. So you remember that scene in Lord of the Rings? Oh, we've had breakfast. What about second breakfast? Well, Ion 2 is doing that, but with subscriptions. You know, we've had one subscription, the convenient one, aka you fucking require this one to play, basically. But then we have the premium subscription, the ultra super duper deluxe premium version. And obviously the narrative was people with a functioning brain said there will be two subscriptions. You can here is this Korean man on screen doing this with his hands like he's one of those fucking clapping monkey toy things with the symbols. 1, 2, combine, you know, do the fusion dance, Dragon Ball Z. There's going to be two subscriptions, and then you're going to be able to combine them in a package to get a discount on the double subscription. So this was a thing that was happening, and they also said there will be battle passes. So the people with functional brains said this is bad, having two subscriptions in an MMO and battle passes and a cash shop and currency conversion and continue going. This is going to be a fucking mess. And what people on the Ion 2 subreddit did was they said, okay, let me just take a break from learning how to read, put my C-spot run down, and let me go and attack these people that are reading and listening and seeing this thing and tell them that they're wrong. There will only be one subscription. Nobody's ever said there's two subscriptions. I'm going to show evidence of this just because we're doing the victory lap. We're beating the dead horse because it's still moving. And then afterwards they said, oh, it's only going to be one subscription, and actually it's a mistranslation and it'll be one battle pass plus one subscription. Then some people said, no, there won't be any battle passes. And of course, some of these people spend incredible amounts of time making memes, spreading lies, Johnny. So let me just show you from the surprise live stream that the Ion 2 development team did yesterday, doing a direct translation of what's in the cash shop. Membership, 2 subs, 2 battle passes, 2 girls, 1 can I even say that? Will this just get demonetized? But people are eating shit here, so I guess it's relevant. Membership, convenience. You need this in order to trade, use the auction house, and whatever else comes along with being convenient, aka we're locking things behind a paywall, which isn't very convenient in my mind, but it is what it is, right? If this was 1 sub for 15 USD per month, I could be like, whatever, where's the rest of the pay to win? Who cares? It's a video game. They charge money for things. That's okay. People are doing the cope. Oh, they're only locking trade and auction house behind a subscription because to combat RMT. You guys, honestly, this company could shit in a cone and tell you it's a Mr. Whippy, tell you it's ice cream, and you taste it. Before it got to your lips, you'd know it isn't. You'd know it was not ice cream, and you would still say that it was ice cream because you're so cooked. It's crazy. Companies do not introduce these mechanics to combat RMT. You know how you combat RMT? Real money trading, by the way, for people that don't know. You ban people that do RMT. If you think a subscription is going to stop people RMTing, or the company thinks that it will, you are fucking stupid. They introduce these things to get you to pay for them. They have the tools to combat RMT. And if you think a $15 a month subscription is going to combat RMT, you don't understand RMT, because the more barriers that they put in place to combat RMT in terms of money just means that the gold that they sell becomes more valuable and they earn more money. Like, they just shift the fucking cost of making the accounts and paying the sub onto the price of gold. It does nothing. If you think it does, you have not played these games. You have no idea what you're talking about. This does nothing to combat RMT. Right. You're fucking full of copium. You're inhaling, overdosing on. You're like fucking Harry Potter's auntie in Prisoner of Azkaban. Like, you're just floating away because you're so full of copium. You're a big bubble, a big balloon of copium. And then, of course, they have the extra content sub for 29,900 Korean currency, which, by the way, he's done the conversion here of, this is the price of if we went onto Google right now and typed Korean to USD conversion, which is not how this works, by the way. As evidence of this, you can go and look at Lost Ark, Korean game, published in the West. You can look at their version of the game, look at our version of the game, and then see that it's 1,000 Korean won to $1. So if something is 20,000 Korean won, it's usually $20. So doing the currency conversion, they might do this for the global version, but if you look at Throne and Liberty, they don't. They use the exact 1,000 to $1 conversion rate, which would mean that $29.90 for this sub, not $25. And then, of course, you can bundle to buy both the subs together. He's converting it to $31. But if it is that, they'll have done you a favor. They'll have, tickled your balls while they fuck your ass. As we know from their previous games, they don't traditionally do this. So we should go in with the expectation that this is the cost. And if they change it, cool. But if they change it, it will be due to feedback, which is good. This is what you should want. You should want bad things that are way too expensive to change. And if it does, all of these videos that the Ion 2 fanboys don't like will have benefited them. But of course, we'll get to their narrative in a minute, because apparently if you don't want to pay $45 per month to enjoy a fucking video game, you're poor. You are a poor and you expect every game for free. That's the narrative. And also, again, as a reminder, these are not monthly subscriptions. These are 28-day subscriptions, which means there are 13 payment dates in the year for 28 days as opposed to an entire month. So if you were to, let's just be generous and say it's $31 a month for these subs. Fucking lol, by the way. Lemfow. $31. You could buy Game Pass and get access to hundreds of games per month for the whole year and have money left over for this price. Hundreds of games. You could buy WoW sub and Final Fantasy sub combined and have money left over. You could buy WoW, the most ultra premium MMO, the game that probably cost the most, ran for the longest, is the most popular, plus any other MMO subscription, and still have money left over, not including the extra month they're charging you for, by the way. So you'll pay, if it's $31 per month, you will pay, what is that? $31 per month times by 13, $403 to subscribe to Aeon 2 for a year, right? Then we've had first subscription. What about second subscription? We've got first battle pass. What about second battle pass? There will be 2 of these. They'll last for 1 season, which is 2 months, and you'll get 2 of them per 2-month cycle. They are 2 battle passes per 2 months. They're cosmetic only for now. Let's be very clear, for now, because these games always start one way and end a completely different one when things start going good or bad. But not only that, because you can convert cash shop currency into gold and vice versa, but only if you have the convenience sub. You can buy these technically from grinding in the game, right? But either way you look at this, if you wanted to keep up with like the monthly things of Ion 2, ignoring the fact that there's also a cash shop and a currency conversion, which we'll get into in a minute, you're looking at like $500, $600 a year for subscriptions, for battle passes and subscriptions. If you think this is like a reasonable sum of money, you are lost. You need a map. Somebody needs to fucking help you. There's something gone sincerely wrong in life. I'm obviously somebody who's made lots of videos about New World and how the game was bad and how the game probably deserved to be closed down much sooner because the game had really bad population and the game was not really fit for purpose and things. I wish New World survived because for many reasons, one of which because it's bad for the MMO genre in general for a game like that to close, and all the people who enjoy the game, and the game was getting better despite less people playing it, unfortunately. But one of the reasons I wish New World survived is because now New World is going to be used as a talking point to defend pay to win by midwits this guy. The small petite indie gaming company Amazon needs more money. They are small and poor. We just don't understand. New World shuts down because it's not making money. See what I did there? They already stated that the second sub is purely cosmetic. They didn't, by the way. They didn't do this. He's making things up. And the battle passes as well. They did do that. Congratulations, you got 1 out of 2. Only the first sub is required for complete gameplay. This is untrue. Like, literally, the guy in this video here who speaks Korean, who's translated this, literally says we don't even know what's in the premium one. But the guy on the fucking, who works for Ion, who sets the monetization, who spoke about the monetization, has repeatedly said, directly translated, the premium one is for if you want to enjoy your game more. This guy even says in this video, it's probably going to be like extra dungeon entries and things like that. So just lying again. Just I like video game. Here, let me go online and lie. You know, just crazy shit. But his argument is basically New World shut down because it wasn't making money because they didn't have pay to win. But let's just be very clear about New World here. New World didn't shut down because it didn't have enough pay to win in it to make it enough money. New World shut down because the game was fundamentally flawed to the point where people didn't play it. If it had pay to win, it probably would have had even more issues and would have shut down faster, or maybe would have stayed open for a little bit longer, but ultimately would have died as a cost to being a not great game, having tons of issues, and having pay to win. Because he's obviously saying here that Ion 2 needs pay to win because New World didn't have pay to win and New World shut down. This is like I don't know, bro. This is some real dumb shit. So obviously now we're defending Ion 2's pay to win because there's no other way for games to make money. You can't just make a good game and have it fairly monetized. You know, Ark Raiders just released. It's $40 for a great game, and the cash shop's purely cosmetic, and they give you the battle pass for free. That can't exist. That game can't be successful because we need pay to win. Otherwise, these games are complete failures, apparently.
Active.
So let's just fucking swallow it. Let's just we're all going to the circus. We've all got a new job. We're riding around on unicycles, sword swallowing the corporate meat. I don't understand at what point it became our responsibility to worry about corporate making money. I don't understand why on social media people feel the need to go and do this. Because if a game's good and they have the ability to take money from you, the game will make money. Now we're going to talk about what else is going to be probably pay to win in this, because for some reason people don't seem to understand that when a company says this isn't pay to win, what you've got to do is just think back on your years of experiences. You know, you're not an animal, presumably, that just can't use your prior experiences to you know, formulate some sort of idea of what the future is going to hold. If you've played Korean MMOs ever, you know that when they say one thing, what they mean is ultra specific to that exact mechanic, and the other things surrounding it, if it's not being talked about, is probably the devil in the details. When they say you can't buy pay to win PvP gear, what they mean is, quite literally, you won't be able to buy the actual gear. What they don't mention is that the ability... They've even... Look at this, by the way. Extra dungeon entry is not sold with the cash shop currency. That's what this line here says, right? But you can buy with in-game gold.
Active.
What else can you buy with in-game gold? Cash shop currency. What can you buy with cash shop currency? In-game gold. So... when the CEO says, oh, you can't buy extra dungeon entries from the cash shop, what he actually means to say is, we've added a layer of abstraction so that I can essentially lie to you because you're too stupid to understand where the details are. So you can't buy it directly from the cash shop, but you can press one extra button to buy it from players for cash shop currency. Like... if at this point you guys don't understand how the game's being played, I don't understand why you're on social media talking about this. I sincerely don't, because if you played a Korean MMO ever, you know all these systems are exactly the same in every one of these games. Every single one of them. And for some reason we're playing this game of like selective fucking memory that this doesn't exist. What is going to happen is that the ability to convert cash shop currency into gold means that almost certainly you are going to be able to buy enhancement, dungeon entry things, some things that are going to give you incredible advantages over other people, while having a subscription pass for $30+ per month that is absolutely going to impact the way that you progress within the game. And again, I keep using per month, and we know it's not. It's per 28 days. It's 13 times per year, which basically means that there is going to be no fair to this game at all. And I will point out one thing that somebody says here, because this guy, will go over him in a minute. Alpha Eru. This guy is fucking stupid, but there is somebody in this thread that says something that's completely true. And I wish it wasn't. If the game is good, nobody other than free-to-play Redditors actually care what the monetization is. It's been proven time and time again. This is absolutely true. If the game is good enough, nobody cares. Black Desert Online is one of the most egregiously monetized games I've ever played, but it's successful. And it's successful because no other game like it exists, and it's fun to play for the people that have been playing it for a long time. And they're entrenched in that game now. And they'll buy the new outfits when the new things come out. They'll buy the storage expansion. They'll buy the weight expansion when the new character comes out. They'll buy the inventory slots when the new character comes out. This is proven. If a game's enjoyable for people, they will spend money on it, even if the thing that they're buying is directly contributing to making the game worse and giving an impetus to the developers to continually make the game worse and worse to sell you a solution for the thing that they made worse. This is a fact. Like, nobody can argue with this. It is what it is. Will Ion 2 be that good to the point where people are willing to pay crazy amounts of money monthly to, like, not even remain on even keel with people, because those people will also be swiping to convert cash up currency to gold and buying things that will progress their character in almost all certainty.
I'm not playing this game.
Who knows? We don't know till the game comes out. Will this be successful in the West?
I'm not playing that
while
game.
this is a thing?
Nope.
I think there's a limit to this in
I'll
terms
play
of, like,
Fall before I play that game.
if the pay to win is like behind swiping tons of money, people generally tend to accept that more than they do, like, here's a fucking almost seen as mandatory subscription cost of $30+ a month.
Somebody lives
I think
here
that's going to be a big
Eternal,
issue.
didn't know
I
that.
think locking trading and the marketplace behind a subscription is probably going to bite them in the ass, and that's ignoring the fact that there will be an extra big subscription as well. Now let's look at Alldayerrydaybaby, the guy who I'm highlighting, saying Ion 2 saved in a post showing 2 battle passes, 2 subscriptions, and also pay to win in the cash shop with
Wait,
the
he was
ability to convert
banned?
currency, etc. Saved, by the way, big save. He made this 6 days ago. Picture of me, picture of wizard man who said we were wrong and used information that didn't say we were wrong. And then I told him privately, that's not the
Where did
case.
you get
You
a
can go look at the
homing missile
translations.
launcher?
And he basically said, yeah, I'll wait and see. And now they're holding this, literally using this meme to hold this guy up as if he's like the arbiter of truth when he was wrong and we were right. And now we've been proven to be right. And this guy has obviously still not addressed this and is continually ignoring the fact that he made memes of us being wrong and this guy being right when he was wrong and we were right. So he then he literally posts a link to timestamp on my video where I'm calling people stupid for not understanding that we were right. And he says, false news from Kira and her girlfriend. Okay. Already debunked by the devs here and here. So we say there's 2 subs and battle pass. He makes a meme saying that we're wrong. We're proven right. And crickets, complete silence. But then I want to highlight this one, because this is, bear in mind, I highlighted this guy in the last video and I said he's stupid and he's a liar. And then he decided, how will I show Kira that I'm not stupid and a liar? I know, I'll go online and be stupid and lie. So he says, I've got a problem with people like Kira. Of course you do. People who tell the truth about things with information that we see, and then you don't like it because you are a fucking cuckold for this video game and you love NCSoft's meat. Same kind of clown as Asmongold. They shit on everyone left and right just for applause and build their whole community around hate. I build my community based on, I wouldn't call it hate, clowning on stupid things like cryptocurrency and NFTs and people like you. I think is completely valid. You post a public opinion on a public forum and you talk shit about other people. I can come in and use my platform to do exactly the same thing. Get mad about it. It is what you're doing it here. I said something simple like, the game looks good, I can't wait to try it, and if it turns out to pay to win and blocks progress, I'll quit. Right. Let me just show you what this person means by I simply posted this. No breadfruit, control F search, 29 posts in a single thread, where many of the comments is him calling people a bot for disagreeing with him and abusing them. And this person has dozens of threads about this game and hundreds of posts. Whenever it comes up and people say this game's going to be pay to win, he comes in and calls them a bot. So apparently all he did was say this line. This is the quote. He's saying, I like the game, I'm excited for the game, and I came in like the big bad person I am and singled him out. And apparently my response was, quote, KYS, you know, you can translate this yourself, I don't want to get the video demonetized. You idiot, I'm the wise one here. Pathetic. So he made up what he said, then made up what I said to make it out as if I came in and told him to literally KYS, right? Didn't happen. It's on video, literally. You can go watch it. This never happened. If someone wants to actually talk about the game, I'm down, but toxic, clout-chasing hate circles, get out. He's literally posting in a thread that is specifically saying I'm a her and I have a girlfriend that is a her, that is Canon, the other the content creator, and then lying about things that we said, and then he's lying about it, but he doesn't want to be in toxic clout chasing hate circles. Mike, the level of fucking stupidity. You're right, bro. You are an idiot, and in this circumstance I am the wise one here, because you're so fucking stupid you don't even understand that you are a hypocrite by saying you don't want to be in toxic clout chasing hate circles while posting in one lying about me. You fucking moron. This is a prime example of a Redditor. I'm going to go in and lie about people and call everyone that disagrees with me a bot. And then when somebody else does it on a platform that I can't interact with because I'm banned from it, by the way. I banned him from my YouTube channel because he is insufferably fucking stupid. So he's not the toxic clout chasing one because he has no platform. He can just post on Reddit for the other fucking midwits to go and upvote. And then somebody says at least their talking points make sense, not just blindly hope it's going to be good. And then he says they make no sense. I was correct, by the way. Canon was correct, by the way. You were wrong. You were wrong the whole time. Everything they say is based on assumptions or info coming out from Korean unofficial sources that get twisted 100 different ways. No, it wasn't. It was literally a direct translation from the people who you should only trust information from, the people making the fucking game. They said it, it was translated, then we repeated it. The only people who thought this was twisted was people who, again, are either stupid or high on copium. Like, there is no alternative. It's a classic thing you see people do. I've been seeing people do this for 5 years of making content around MMOs and content in general. I will go and research something. You know, if you know how to research things in Korean, you can do this very easily. You find the Korean direct translation for a word or a game name or whatever, and then you go and search Korean websites for this. You go see what they're saying, make sure it's like accurately translated, and then you'll be able to use that information to inform your opinions instead of just reading. I highlighted it in the last video.
Love Google Translate.
The dozens of these guys that have wrote whole walls of text predicated on what they want to be true, where they've said, oh, there's not 2 subscriptions. There was the whole time. Oh, there's not battle passes. There was the whole time. Oh, it's actually 1 sub and 1 battle pass and they combine together. Nope, it wasn't. And then he says, I have no problem with people being cautious, especially given NC's history. What I do have a problem with are the ones acting like prophets. Again, we were correct. Tell me the game will die or that I shouldn't even be excited. Didn't say that. Did say this monetization is going to be a problem in the West, which if it is coming to the West with these exact, you know, one-to-one systems and things, it absolutely will. Proven right, of course, by decades of Korean MMOs coming to the West and recent history of games being designed like this. Just because some streamer said so, I guess. There's a big difference between being careful and being straight toxic. He's lying about me online, saying I said something I've never said. Cool. Sadly, most of the people on Aeon 2 are extremely toxic and immature. Lick my fingers. It's so sickly sweet. It's so sickly sweet that this guy is saying this. Meanwhile, lying about other people. Obviously, he responded, successfully debunked, see you on the 18th, big surprise. Right? I just want to show you that this person went out of their way to repeated that he's made memes, he spent time on this, he's made multiple threads, he's posted it repeatedly, he's posted many times saying that Canon's a liar, that Aeon 2 is not going to have these things, it's not going to have multiple subs, it's, you know, this and that, spreading false information. Get a life, dude. If you spread false info, get a life. 1 optional sub and 1 battle pass. False information, it's going to be $30 for both optional subs in 1 bundle, and there's no paid battle pass, it's for free. So we went from there's not 2 subs to there is 2, but it's only $30, but there's no battle passes. Stop spreading false info, guys. All of this can be bought with in-game gold. You don't have to pay any real money. How can you can only trade currency in-game for cash shop currency by buying the convenience sub while it's active. You can only use the marketplace to do this conversion. So again, he's wrong. He's saying things that are provably, demonstrably false, but saying other people are wrong and lying, and they're doing it for some, you know, malevolent reason. But of course, all these people, this might be the same person on all these accounts, by the way, because they all just say the same thing. No life bot talking, Limfao. Don't even bother. Western people suck. They are beyond doomed. Just loves Korean games, apparently. Hates the West. Probably lives in the West. Clearly, you're super delusional. Chinese games don't have pay to win. Oh my god. This guy's he's had enough. Get him out of here. He's had enough. So bear in mind, he's still posted like 7 times, including threads, since it's been confirmed that we were correct. So he spent time making these memes and repeatedly posting dozens of times about how we were wrong. And then as soon as we're proven right, crickets, just complete silence. No contrition, no mea culpa, no, oh, sorry, I was wrong. Sorry, this content creator I said was right, was wrong. Just ignores, just moves the goalposts and completely ignores the fucking days that he spent doing this. And that's what you're dealing with here. Because I've said it a million times. It doesn't matter in any of this discourse whether you are correct or incorrect. What matters is what people feel. And you can't argue with people's feelings. Like, if you're... They will hate you when you're correct because they think you're wrong. And then when you're proven right, they'll still hate you. But it will just be for something else now. It will be because in their brain, it's impossible. The cognitive dissonance is just too great. They can't handle the fact that they were wrong the whole time and they were so certain that they were correct. If I was wrong about this, by the way, I'd immediately just be like, yeah, no, the info that we had was wrong. It is what it is. That's what the translation said. They may have changed it, but it was wrong. Like, because you have to be held accountable. Like, how many times on my main channel did I got a detail wrong and I pulled the video down, re-edited it and reposted it? And the reason is because as a content creator, you're not just some random guy on the internet that's not going to be held accountable for things. Like, I've had to delete the videos, I've had to remake videos, I've had to post things saying this was incorrect, I was wrong here. Luckily, it doesn't happen super often because generally I do, at least in my mind, a decent job looking into these things. And a lot of the times it's opinions based on what we have in front of us. But there is no accountability for random person on Reddit who, let me just be very clear here. This doesn't matter at all, but the fact that this person is being upvoted, nobody has looked into his comment history, which you can't, by the way, because he privated it as soon as I made the other video. He privated his comment history, so you can't look through the hundreds of times this guy posts calling people names and being generally just a dickhead. Nobody has looked and fact-checked this guy. They're just upvoting that oh, I was just minding my own business, I was walking in the park, it was a sunny day, the birds were chirping, everything was great, and then out of nowhere, Kira ran in and started punching me in the head. He was spitting on me while I was on the ground. Nobody's fact-checked this. He's literally making things up, and then everyone's like, oh yeah, fuck it, upvote it. Like, this is how this thing always goes. And none of these people who made these dozens of posts clarifying misinformation, saying that we were lying, saying we were wrong, they're never ever going to post and say, oh yeah, actually, our bad guys. Like, it's just not going to happen. They'll just move on to the next thing, and then a month, 2 months, 6 months, 12 months down the line, whatever it's going to be, they'll come back and they'll have changed what happened in their mind to say that we were wrong about something else that never happened, and then they'll post it on whatever new game is in the fucking the zeitgeist of these particular forever online weirdos. And it will then just be upvoted again because nobody's fact-checking these people. Nobody's doing anything. I've literally seen this happen so many fucking times that it's like, I just wanted to talk about it because it's just interesting for people to know. This is exactly what we deal with. This is nothing because nobody's watching this and nobody cares about these people. But when a new game comes out that's very popular and the subreddit is much bigger, these will be getting hundreds of upvotes and it will be based on nothing. Nobody has pushed back on this and said, oh, he didn't say this and you didn't do that. And he'll still say this. He'll morph it even more next time that this gets posted. They're just... And then they call you pathetic. It's everything I've said about this motherfucker is on video. You can check it. I called him a fucking educational subnormal weirdo, which I'm quite comfortable saying he is. Some people don't like that I say that, but he's making a point to lie about strangers on the internet about a video game opinion that they were right about. Like, absolutely fuck everything about people that do this. I've been dealing with this for 5 years. These people are fucking stupid. Either way, just a victory lap, as is tradition, just going through, you know, fucking taking names. I did just want to highlight a couple comments from this guy's video because I thought it was funny. Somebody rightly points out, PvP not pay to win. You simply are going to buy enhancement stones and you plus your weapon and PvP gear equals more power. You buy the best mana stones for your PvP gear equals more power. You buy Godstone, gives you huge advantage in PvP, etc. Just wait to see how PvP will also be pay to win. There's also a workaround when it comes to PvP gear and paying to be more OP. It was like that in Ion 1. Will be the same in Ion 2. And this guy says, buying stuff from player, not pay to win. Pay to win is publisher themselves paying pay to win items. Like,
Autopilot jumping.
we should be pouring salt on you because you're a pretzel. It's legitimately, you've twisted yourself into so many knots to explain what is and what isn't pay to win. Like, he then basically says in Asia we don't call pay to win. Pay to win's only valid if a publisher themselves sells stat relevant items. Buying from a player equals pay for others' hard work. Them using their time to farm the item and sell it. Seller get paid for their hard work, buyer get what they want, so it's fair. Pay to win's only valid when you direct buy from publisher. And if you got a lot of money, you can buy unlimited purchase items from them. This is the diff. I don't know. The thing is that, let me be very clear. When I say this, it is with an assumption, having played Korean MMOs since like 2002, 2001, actually, I think. Almost all of these games, ever since the sub era of Korean MMOs, which was a thing, ended, and things like MapleStory became popular, and the free-to-play model took over, and PC Bong monetization and things took over. Like, every one of these games functions almost identically. They have the same systems, they have the same way to progress and gain power, etc. And people are listening to a developer, a publisher known for misrepresenting and known for their games having these systems, and saying that this is true, that oh, you can't pay to win PvP, but there's already...
I liked the Terra system, which was like this old combat, but I liked it because I was raised on Secret of Mana, and they did the Secret of Mana battle system where you charge up sometimes 4 or 5 bars, like charge. Okay, I've got 5 bars, 5-bar attack at you. And that actually really hurt. It would do half a bar on somebody or something, and you could do anywhere in between 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bars, 5, even all the way up to 9. You're just sitting there charging, waiting for the guy to make his move and stuff. And I mean, it wouldn't go that high on Terra, but it would on Secret of Mana. And I like that combat system. I always have. But the game itself wasn't good enough. It was not the right world to live in. It was entirely a grinder's sandbox, and it wasn't. It wasn't really a world to live in per se. It was a world that had to do with grinding, just like Quimfall. Except Quimfall didn't have good combat like Terra. They should have just done good combat.
Approaching Stargate.
Sometimes in the back of my mind, I wonder if there's somewhere inside of Quimfall there's a good game. I don't know. I'm making even more metal doing this. Oh no, what happened? What's happening? Go.
Autopilot jumping.
I thought I told you not to do that warning. Alright, whatever.
Warping to Stargate. Warp drive active.
A fucking perfect example in this video showing extra dungeon can't be sold by cash up currency, but you can convert and buy it with gold. Like, this is the same exact system, but there's just one extra click. That's it. And you have to have the sub for it as well, so they're double dipping on monetizing you to buy these things with gold. It's not even that you can just avoid the sub and pay to win in the cash shop by buying gold and buying things. You need the sub to be able to pay to win in the first place, to buy the power items off the marketplace from the people that are selling it, so that they can then convert it into the cash up currency to buy whatever with it, the battle passes or whatever they want. The skins that, by the way, are like $40 for a skin in this game. The amount of ways that they can sneak in the ability to buy power with the gold conversion for cash up currency is so huge that not being able to buy the actual base version of the PvP gear is likely going to be irrelevant. Like, this might not be a thing. Maybe you can't buy these enhancement things. Maybe there's PvP specific ones. Maybe these things aren't going to be tradable in any way. Maybe that's the case, and if it is, cool. The game still has a million problems with monetization. But if we're going on history, if we're going on the assumption, having played this genre, having played these games from this region for so many years, this is still going to exist. But if you want the game to do well, like if you want this game to be good and for you to be able to play it long term, you should not want these things in the game. Like, it is what it is. It's not hurting you for me to say this, or for anyone to say this. Well, apparently it is, but it really shouldn't. The thing with these games is it's always the same thing. The base actual item is not the super powerful thing, because they all have like a plus number next to them where you've got to enhance them up to be super mega powerful. Like, this is how these games have operated for so fucking long that if somebody says to you, oh, it's not pay to win because you can't buy the base item for cash up currency, like, that's ignoring that 95% of the fucking progress and relevance of and like power of the gear is not the base item. It's what you put on top of the base item, which if you can buy means that it's not even a valid talking point to say you can't buy the base thing. And then you see here, like, if you look closely, skins cost 49,000 Korean won. That's $49 US. Yes, it's $49 because NCSoft and other companies like Smilegate don't care about currency conversion. This has just been the case. People are saying you're lying if you say this, but you can look it up. And if it isn't for this game, cool. But we can't know that. So we might as well talk about what, like, the history shows. The funny thing is when this guy says this, guy responds and says, you're wrong. And then the guy says, no, it isn't, go check. And the guy, again, doing exactly what I was talking about earlier, just doesn't acknowledge that the guy's just proven him wrong, and then pivots, moves the goalposts to, they're not Fortnite, they're not printing money, as if this is fucking relevant to any part of the discussion. They need to earn revenue somehow. So 2 subs, 2 battle passes, $50 skins, ability to literally buy gold from other players, ability to buy character slots, ability to buy whatever else is going to be in there. We should ignore all that for some reason. Oh, they need to earn revenue somehow, as if all these things, $30+ a month subscription, 2 battle passes, cash shop, that's not earning revenue. So it should be okay that they sell skins for $50. Like, you're never going to win with these people. It's actually insane. We truly have lost. And then he says the point that completely eradicates the entire conversation. Who knows? Maybe by the time of global release, they'll consider and drop the price to around 20 USD. You know how that would have come to pass? By people like you not defending it, and people like me and the guy who posted this original top level comment making these points. You know how things get better? People protesting it, people not defending it, people speaking out against it, people not buying it. You know how things don't get better? By people like you doing this. Who knows? I know. You know why I know it won't get better? Because there's so many of you fucking people that are going to sit there and defend it. I understand being apathetic towards something and being like, whatever, I don't care. What I don't understand is defending it. Because there's no reason to do this as a consumer unless you are literally, like, you're just in the cupboard, peeking through the hole while somebody fucks your wife. Like, while NCSoft just long strokes from the back. It's crazy. Like, it sincerely blows my mind. 5 years from now, hopefully I'm still here. 5 years from now, I'll still be saying these exact things about these exact same people. By the way, super long video for no reason. Go check out Gamer Subs if you want to support me. Use my discount code. You'll get money off. I'll get money back. Win-win for everybody. Check out my social media links if you want to suggest some content you want to see me cover. And I'll see you next time. Stay safe. We're out. Peace.
Since you have been in office, President Trump, your DOJ agencies have seized more than 22 million fentanyl pills, 3,400 kilos of fentanyl, which saved, be ready for this media, 258 million lives.
Move over, Doris Kearns Goodwin. New presidential historian Pam Bondi has entered the chat.
Welcome to another edition of This F***ing Guy, the show where we choose one f***ing guy making America worse and explain why they suck. I'm Erin Ryan, host of Crooked Media's Hysteria podcast.
And I'm Alyssa Mastromonaco, the other host of Crooked Media's Hysteria podcast.
Today's f***ing guy is remarkable because in an administration comprised entirely of churlish, bratty supplicants who care more about being on TV than they do about not being dumb, she may be the most churlish, bratty supplicant of all, Attorney General of the United States, Pam Bondi.
Bondi has more experience sucking up to Donald Trump than just about any other politician in America. She's been sucking up to Trump for almost as long as some of you have been alive. She was the first prominent Florida Republican to endorse Trump in 2015 and has attached to his butt ever since.
But Dirty Pam was an experienced sycophant before she latched onto Trump like a radioactive swamp lamprey. Before she was a dirty AG, she was a dirty state AG. And before that, she was a dirty dog mom.
Can't wait to learn about how one can be a dirty dog mom.
Pam Bondi was born on November 17th, 1965 in Tampa, Florida, hey, a Scorpio, and grew up in a suburb called Temple Terrace.
Crazy that Tampa can produce something as fun as Magic Mike and as lame as Pam Bondi.
Pam's parents were both teachers. Her dad was a professor of education at the University of South Florida and even was the town's mayor when Pam was growing up. Her mother, Patsy, was a beloved elementary school teacher. Completely normal, like Jeffrey Dahmer's parents. Pam has two younger siblings. One of them seems pretty normal and non-public, so we're not even going to talk about her. The other one, Brad, is a lawyer like his big sis and is also practicing law in D.C.
We'll talk about him more later, but for now, here's what other lawyers think about Bondi and Bondi, the brother and sister legal wonder team. When Brad Bondi ran for the president of the D.C. Bar this year, a record number of lawyers voted in the election, and Brad Bondi's opponent won with 90% of the vote.
Rigged. Bondi graduated from college and law school and began to work as a prosecutor shortly thereafter, a job she held for 18 years. Apparently, she was just totally normal back then. People who knew her at the time have said that she didn't seem to have strong political leanings, but did enjoy lawyering.
In 1990, when she was 24, Pam Bondi married a man named Garrett Barnes. They divorced just 22 months later. This is why it's a terrible idea to get married before your frontal lobe is done developing.
In 1996, Pam got married again, this time to a Tampa teacher named Scott Fitzgerald. That also didn't last. They divorced in 2002. After that, for a period of time, she was more focused on dogs and being on TV than she was on love. Shortly after Bondi's beloved St. Bernard passed away from cancer in 2005, she adopted a St. Bernard puppy that had been left homeless by the destruction of Hurricane Katrina. She named him Noah.
Maybe I like her more now.
No. You have to listen to the rest of the story. So Pam adopted this dog from a shelter in Florida, but in January 2006, the dog's family found him and wanted him back. Yeah, he already had a family, a grandma and a grandpa, and their two grandkids. Alyssa, do you want to know why those kids were living with their grandparents?
Yes.
Because their parents had died. They were orphans. Orphans displaced by a hurricane. When they lost their home during the storm, they'd given their dog to a shelter temporarily, they thought. But somehow their puppy got transferred to a rescue and was adopted by Bondi from there. So after they found him, the disaster-ravaged family asked for him back. And Pam was like, no.
She tried to keep the puppy away from the orphan children.
Yeah. She even implied to one publication that the dog, originally named Master Tank, had been severely neglected by the original owners. Master Tank's real family had to sue Bondi to get their dog back. A lawyer offered to represent them pro bono in the case. And after 16 months of legal battles, wherein...
Did you know Pam Bondi stole orphans' dogs? Wow.
Bondi tried to use her knowledge of the legal system to exhaust the family into giving up.
Oh my God.
A court forced her to return Master Tank.
Erin, my first cat, Shrummy, was also a Katrina rescue, and I hope he haunts her dreams.
Pam Bondi got a new dog shortly thereafter. This dogfight was covered everywhere, from People magazine to local media, both in Louisiana and Florida. And the incident even landed in an anti-Bondi ad when she was running for Attorney General in 2010. Now, when Bondi threw her hat in the ring for the Republican Party's nomination for Attorney General of Florida, observers noted that she'd been a registered Democrat until 2000. Bondi defended herself by saying that she wanted to have a bigger impact in Democratic primaries, But that wasn't exactly true because she hadn't voted in several primaries between 1984 and 1992. People who knew her say that she went from a political centrist to a hardcore Republican seemingly overnight. Bondi did what she had to do, which is fake it until you make it. She defeated 2 other Republicans to win the party nomination and ended up winning the general by a comfortable margin, thanks in part to a high-profile endorsement from former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin, who was still taken seriously by Republican Party politics at the time.
Oh, Sarah Palin walked so that Marjorie Taylor Greene could run, and Greene ran so that Lauren Boebert could give a hand job at a Beetlejuice matinee.
That's exactly why they did those things, Alyssa. During Bondi's run for AG, a business called Lender Processing Service donated $31,972 to the Republican Attorneys General Association, $26,500 to the Republican Party of Florida, and $500 directly to Bondi's campaign. As soon as Bondi took office, she started acting like she was working for LPS, which is a problem because Lender Processing Service was victimizing the people of Florida.
Lender Processing Service is one of those banal-sounding companies with an evil mission. It helped banks steal homes through foreclosure fraud. Without getting too in the weeds, Florida was one of many ground zeros for the 2007 and 8 real estate collapse. Banks would take mortgages, package and resell them, but not keep track of who actually owned the underlying property, aka following the chain of title. Of course, since scams and slime are so endemic in Florida, there was a thriving foreclosure mill business in the state that aimed to swipe houses right out from underneath homeowners by mass-producing foreclosure paperwork, some of which was blatantly fraudulent. One of those was LPS.
So Bondi had pledged to fight foreclosure fraud and protect consumers during her campaign, but she actually did the opposite. When she got elected, LPS was under investigation by the state of Florida, thanks in part to Teresa Edwards and June Clarkson, 2 attorneys in the Economic Crimes Division of the Attorney General's office. According to David Dayan, author of a 2016 book on foreclosure fraud called Chain of Title, here's what happened next. Quote, Clarkson and Edwards were deliberately frozen out of the 50-state Attorney General investigation of foreclosure fraud, despite having the most knowledge of any prosecutors in the country. They were ordered not to speak to any other AG office, share any documents, file discovery requests, or take depositions. They were essentially neutered from performing their job at the height of a massive crime wave they helped uncover.
And then Pam Bondi fired them.
Well, technically, she gave them 90 minutes to decide if they wanted to quit or be fired.
Wow, what a return on investment.
Oh,
LPS paid like
whatever. Are you
$57,000 and Bondi did everything they wanted. If I
Please
were a
get
dirty
up.
company, I'd
Please
be
get
buying up
up.
dirty politicians left and right.
At the end of the day, all the people whose homes had been stolen out from under them got a $2 million settlement. That is not much money.
Please
Not
get
much money.
up.
No. There was also the matter of the Trump University bribe. Donation.
Oh.
In 2013, Bondi's office announced that the state of Florida was mulling joining a lawsuit against Donald Trump's scammy eponymous university. 3 days later, Trump donated $25,000 to Bondi's re-election campaign. Bondi later admitted that her camp had asked Trump for the donation directly.
And suddenly, the state of Florida wasn't joining the fraud lawsuit against Trump University anymore.
What an incredible coincidence.
Trump and Rudy Giuliani threw a fundraiser for her at Mar-a-Lago the next year.
Another incredible coincidence. Bondi also palled around with Scientologists as early as 2010 when she toured one of the church's facilities. In 2014, 6 prominent Scientologists hosted a fundraiser for her in Clearwater, Florida. And in 2016, she spoke to a group called Florida Citizens for Social Reform. It was a group originally founded as a political action committee for the Church of Scientology, but since transitioned to being a social welfare group.
The speech was given at an event at the Fort Harrison Hotel, which is the flagship hotel for the Church of Scientology's Clearwater, Florida headquarters.
Bondi claimed through a spokesperson that she was hanging out with Scientologists because she had a personal interest in combating human trafficking, which is true. When she ran for AG, it was something she campaigned on. And she did take on a few human trafficking cases when she was Florida's top lawyer.
Except she left one very prominent Florida human trafficking case alone, Jeffrey Epstein.
There it is. Bow, bow, bow. Jeffrey Epstein. I feel like he's going to make an appearance in every single This Fucking Guy until the end of time. That's right. Those of you who have seen our Ghislaine Maxwell This Fucking Guy episode know this, but to refresh your memory, Bondi took office a few years after Epstein was given a sweetheart deal by the feds. By the time Bondi was in office, Epstein had already been released from jail. But Epstein's victims had never been informed of the deal, which they claimed violated the law because it did violate the law.
Bondi was pressed to take action on behalf of the victims in the Epstein case, but for some reason, she did nothing.
Huh. Weird. During her 2010 Attorney General campaign, one of her opponents attacked her from the right, accusing her of not being hardcore enough in her opposition to gay rights.
But once Bondi was elected, she fought as hard to keep gay people from getting married in Florida as she did to keep those Hurricane Katrina ravaged orphans from getting their puppy back. The bigot vote needn't have worried.
She worked tirelessly to uphold Amendment 2, a 2008 Florida constitutional amendment that defined marriage as between one man and one woman. Same-sex couples who had been married in other states but lived in Florida sued to have their marriages recognized, but Bondi and her team argued that such a move would do irreparable harm to the state. Why? Well, according to Bondi's court filings, because same-sex couples can't have biological kids.
She argued that the state has an interest in promoting heterosexual marriage but not gay marriage because there is a, quote, clear and essential connection between marriage and responsible procreation and child rearing.
Oh, there's a milk rate
And while
in these
Pam was
blue- in this
busily
blue
defending the
one?
sanctity of child-producing straight marriages, in a hypocritical irony that was not lost on Florida's alternative and gossip press, Bondi was busy at work on marriage number 3.
It's 2012. Our double divorcee has found love again in Dr. Greg Henderson, a multimillionaire eye doctor. The two were living together. They were engaged. In May, she and Henderson flew 70 guests, including then-Governor Rick Scott, to Grand Cayman Island. Bondi even put on an apron and handed out cocktails to her guests on the flight.
But according to a Florida gossip blogger named Jose Lambiette, the ceremony was canceled at the last minute with no explanation. Guests got there and it was like, never mind. Wedding's postponed. Bondi tried to smooth out the bad publicity by claiming to another gossip columnist,
How many gossip columnists are there in Florida?
I don't know, but considering how long Matt Gaetz was able to wag his dong at various prom committee meetings, not enough. Anyway, according to another Florida gossip columnist, Bondi claimed that she was never going to get married on the lawn at the Ritz-Carlton, where other people get married all the time. She was actually just having a pre-wedding party in a white dress. And the real wedding was going to happen at a Baptist church, TBD. Except the real wedding never happened either. She and Henderson broke up at some point before she was sworn in for her second term as Florida's Attorney General in 2015. They never even applied for a marriage license. Not only did Bondi try to prevent same-sex couples' marriages from being recognized in Florida, in one prominent case, she tried to prevent a same-sex couple from getting divorced. I know.
What?
In court filings in 2014, Bondi claimed that Heather Brassner was not allowed to divorce Megan Lade because the couple's civil union was not the same thing legally as in marriage.
Divorce for me, but not for thee. Now, if Pam Bondi were just a regular broad, we'd be apathetic to celebratory about her Elizabeth Taylor-style life choices. Get married 7 times, girl, do you. But she sucks.
She does suck. The Huffington Post called her a modern-day Anita Bryant after the 1970s Florida beauty queen and crazy person who traveled the country throwing rallies wherein she accused gay people of being child molesters.
And just for context, Bondi was defending homophobic laws all the way up to 2015, the year the Supreme Court declared same-sex marriage legal nationwide. She was filing endless appeals and positioning herself as one of the most visible opponents of gay marriage, even after 20 states had banned similar to Florida's struck down by the courts. Overall, Bondi's unsuccessful gambit cost the taxpayers of Florida $500,000 in legal bills, and all they got was embarrassment on the national stage.
On June 12, 2016, a man armed with a semi-automatic weapon and a handgun opened fire on patrons of the Pulse nightclub in Orlando before being shot dead by police. 49 people were killed and 58 others were wounded in one of the deadliest mass shootings in American history. And in the aftermath, Pam Bondi tried to make herself out like a kind and compassionate supporter of gay people.
Which led to Bondi flop sweating her way through this very awkward interview with Anderson Cooper, who rightfully wanted to know how she could suddenly claim to love the gays when she'd spent so much of her time using the power of her office to oppress them.
I talked to a lot of gay and lesbian people here yesterday who are not fans of yours and who said that they thought you were being a hypocrite, that you for years have fought, you've basically gone after gay people, said that in court that gay people, simply by fighting for marriage equality, were trying to do harm to the people of Florida. Do you really think you're a champion of the gay community?
Let me tell you, when I was sworn in as Attorney General, I put my hand on the Bible and was sworn to uphold the Constitution of the state of Florida. That's not a law. That was voted into our state constitution by the voters of Florida. That's what I was defending. Had nothing to do, I've never said I don't like gay people. That's ridiculous.
But do you worry about using language accusing gay people of trying to do harm to the people of Florida when doesn't that send a message to some people who might have bad ideas in mind?
Anderson, I don't believe gay people could do harm to the state of Florida. We're
But you
human
argued that in
beings.
court.
My lawyer argued a case defending what the Supreme Court allowed the voters to put in our state
Right, but
constitution.
you were arguing that gay marriage, if there was gay marriage, if there was same-sex marriage, that would do harm to the people of Florida.
I was defending the Constitution of what over 69% of the voters put
Right.
in the Constitution.
But the courts, the federal court said that's not the Constitution,
Right.
and you continued to fight it.
No, that's why we rushed it to get it to
Oh,
the US
I
Supreme
killed
Court,
him.
because
Look,
we
But
needed
before
Look
it
how
was
good that
Supreme Court, there was a
shot
federal judge,
was.
and you continued to fight it after
102
the federal
meters
judge
with no
ruled. And in fact, you
charge.
spent hundreds of thousands of dollars of taxpayer money
Well,
fighting
Anderson,
it.
we rushed to get it to the Supreme Court. You know what today's about? Human beings.
Have you ever been with a terrible man who is like, I didn't call you a bitch. I said you were acting like a bitch. Like, that's the sort of like semantic she's arguing.
In 2013, Bondi was forced to apologize after delaying the scheduled execution for convicted rapist and murderer Marshall Lee Gore.
Now, Alyssa, you know, normally I'm like anti-capital punishment.
Of course.
But I read about this guy and I was like, maybe. This is a strong case for this one. Gore had been sentenced to death for a string of horrific crimes, including leaving one victim for dead on the side of the road and driving off in her car with her 2-year-old son sitting in the back. The kid ended up okay, just
Thank God.
not to get too in the weeds here. But his execution had been delayed 3 times by the state of Florida over questions of his sanity. But the 4th time wasn't a sanity issue. It was a Pam Bondi scheduling issue. You see, she had to attend a re-election
Oh, kinda
kickoff
like
reception,
the,
aka a fundraiser for herself.
Bondi later apologized, saying it wouldn't happen again. Gore was executed on October 1st, 2013.
In 2016, a group of religious leaders and nonprofits sued Pam Bondi, claiming a state law violated their free speech rights because it forced them to explain the effects of and alternatives to abortion patients. In July 2018, the law was ruled unconstitutional, and Bondi and others were ordered to stop enforcing it, and the plaintiffs were paid a settlement.
Bondi also joined amicus briefs on a case challenging access to contraception through the Affordable Care Act, a case that banned abortion after 15 weeks gestation and other anti-abortion legislation in other states. She also urged then-Governor Charlie Crist to sign a law that would have required Florida women to look at an ultrasound image before having an abortion, as though the fact that there's a fetus in there would be a surprise to them.
The human uterus is one of those toys, and you open and you're like, which Labubu did I get? A fetus! Oh, it's a fetus again. They're always fetuses.
Pam Bondi became the first major Florida politician to endorse Donald Trump for president in 2016, although she was for Jeb Bush before she was for Donald Trump. Please clap.
I've heard from people in the know that she wasn't very involved in the actual work of Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. However, she secured a plum speaking spot at the 2016 Republican National Convention nonetheless. This could be because Trump appreciates rewarding loyalty, or it could be that he likes blondes.
I guess we'll never know.
Bondi termed out of her office in 2019 and immediately became a lobbyist at Ballard Partners. Her job was basically to work on behalf of well-moneyed clients who wanted to be connected with people in the Trump orbit.
Clients like the government of Qatar, Amazon, and a private prison corporation called GEO Group.
Nightmare blunt rotation. She wasn't tapped to be a member of the first Trump administration, but she did land a position on the team defending Trump from his first impeachment, which is kind of like being voted most improved in a beauty contest. Pam kept laying it on thick, though, latching onto the big lie after the 2020 election. She even made an appearance at the now infamous press conference that Trump's legal team gave in front of a small Philadelphia landscaping business called Four Seasons Total Landscaping, which was selected because whoever set it up thought it was the Four Seasons Hotel. And by the time everybody showed up, it was too late.
MAGA is so allergic to reading that they couldn't even be bothered to read past the first 2 words of a Google results.
Anyway, that little snafu brought us this incredible moment when Bondi's ranting is drowned out by the sound of a nearby protester blasting Beyonce's Party.
Wait, Aaron, is that Corey Lewandowski
Yes,
next to her?
that's Christy Gnome's boyfriend, Corey Lewandowski.
I was curious. You think Christy was a little jelly?
I don't know how Christy
Number
Gnome's
5.
emotions work because her face can't convey them. So I'm not sure. But yeah, that's quite a dream team. This fucking guy is brought to you by Simply Safe. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Home security is important to me because I've got 2 small children that are constantly trying to break out of the house. I've got pets, and I live in a kind of densely populated part of the city. It's quiet, but you never know who's like skulking around. The The holidays are the time of year when you are most likely to have a lot of gifts in your house, and thieves know that too. That's why I'm excited to be partnering with Simply Safe. Old school systems only trigger after somebody breaks in. That is too late. By then, the intruder has time to grab up valuables or gifts or my
Autopilot engaged.
extremely ancient cat, and the trauma of robbery on
Autopilot
you and your family has
disabled.
already been inflicted. With Simply Safe Active Guard, crime can be stopped before it happens. AI-powered security cameras alert monitoring agents to
Drive
suspicious
active.
individuals approaching your home. They can see and speak to them in real time, trigger alarms and spotlights, and even request urgent police dispatch, all before a break-in happens. No other home security system offers this kind of active protection both inside and outside of the home. And with Simply Safe, there are no long-term contracts. Their monitoring plans are affordable, starting at around $1 a day with no hidden fees. And you can install it yourself, or you can have one of their highly trained technicians install it for you. But you have to act fast, because this month, Simply Safe is kicking off the holiday season with their biggest discount of the year for our listeners. Save 60% on your Simply Safe security system when you sign up for a professional monitoring plan and get your first month free. Visit simplysafe.com/guy to customize yours. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Pam Bondi had finally slurped up enough shit to satisfy Donald Trump. After he was elected for the second time in 2024, she was in line to be Trump's attorney general.
Now, she wasn't Trump's first pick. That honor would go to Matt Gaetz, whose penchant for cavorting with underage girls was so distasteful that not even the MAGA cult in the U.S. Senate could bring themselves to vote for him. By the way, have we seen the results of that congressional investigation into his conduct?
Nope. No, we haven't. Somebody please just leak it. My God.
Please.
What is the point of people knowing how to hack if they're not going to release embarrassing investigations into the sexual conduct of pervy congressmen? Once Gates' nomination was clearly not going anywhere, Trump called on his loyal lapdog, Bondi. But don't worry, there were no hard feelings between the two Floridians. Bondi and Gates had long been bros. Ruth Marcus's New Yorker profile of Bondi claims that she was basically the godmother to Matt Gaetz' dog, whatever that means. And after all this stuff about him came out and Trump announced that Bondi and not Gaetz would be his pick for AG, rather than distance herself from him, Bondi apparently called Gaetz up to offer him a job in the Justice Department.
He said
my
no.
God.
For now, Pam Bondi's address moved from inside Trump's rectum to so far up President Trump's ass that she's helping him chew his breakfast once she was confirmed as AG in February. On February 10th of this year, she stormed into the National Security Division of the Justice Department and started ripping the portraits of previous administration officials off the walls herself. Then she turned her ire to Devin DeBacker, the acting head of the division, and said, in what I can only imagine in her atrocious Tampa accent,
Oh God, I hate having to do this accent.
"You gotta do it."
Don't you people realize who won the election?
Your impression of her is starting to make me picture her as a faded Southern belle on the cusp of mental unraveling, like a Tennessee Williams character.
A streetcar named Pam.
But that psycho move wasn't enough. After that, she fired the guy who had been in charge over pictures. And then, of course, she bragged about it on Fox News. Because if Pam Bondi does something and doesn't brag about it on Fox News, did it even happen?
Pam Bondi's career was kind of made by appearing on television and speaking in short, easy to understand sentences. Now, we care about you, and we don't want to subject you to one of Pam Bondi's excruciating Fox News appearances. So, just to give you a sense of what they're normally like, we did a little editing and cut one together to make it easier to watch.
Madam What's happened to our judiciary is me. I am deranged. I think I am above the law, and I am not. I am harboring a fugitive. I am helping hide one. I am giving a TDA member guns. I am illegally in this country. We will come after me, and we will prosecute me. We will find me. Yeah.
Pam.
Pam, really, like, showing her
Girl.
hand. She loves to make threats. It should come as a surprise to nobody that Dirty Pam is a shitty boss. She's transformed the Department of Justice in much the same way a bull would transform a china shop. Tons of career Justice Department officials have left, and not just the ones that the neon blondes at Fox News would characterize as defenders of the woke left.
Yeah, as of August, more than half of the attorneys working for the division in the DOJ that expressly defends executive orders in court have left, which is probably why the Trump administration keeps face planting in court when states actually challenge some of their AI-assisted dictator shit he's trying.
When Pam was sworn in as AG, the fourth Mr. Pam Bondi was next to her, a Florida investor named John Wakefield. It's not clear whether the two are married
Wakefield
or
and
not. The New Yorker says
Associates?
they're married. Donald Trump called Wakefield Bondi's handsome husband. but neither of them have confirmed it.
I read something that said they had some kind of fruity-ass commitment ceremony that wasn't technically a wedding.
Completely unrelated, she has a painting of Robert F. Kennedy hanging in her office due to her closeness with RFK Jr., who also is famously great at marriage. Do with that what you will. During Pam's stint as AG, we've gotten some toady Hall of Fame moments, like this one from a cabinet meeting in March when she claimed that Donald Trump had single-handedly saved the lives of more than 2/3 of the population of America.
President, your first 100 days has far exceeded that of any other presidency in this country. Ever. Ever. Never seen anything like it. Since you have been in
Jesus
office,
Christ, the
President
shit
Trump,
on your fucking
DOJ
nose.
agencies have seized more than 22 million fentanyl pills, 3,400 kilos of fentanyl, which saved, are you ready for this, media? 258 million lives.
Move over, Doris Kearns Goodwin.
Did you think
New
like all
presidential
like
historian
1/3 of
Pam
America
Bondi
was going to be a
has entered
fentanyl
the chat.
heads?
Bondi's turbo bootlicking almost wasn't enough to save her from her own ineptitude, though. On February 21st, she appeared on Fox News and teased some forthcoming juicy disclosures from the federal government's files on dead sexual predator Jeffrey Epstein.
The
Oh, look, one
DOJ
more and
may
I'm
be
done.
releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, we'll check back with you.
Have you seen anything? Not yet. I don't think she'd seen anything at all.
Because she burned it.
Yeah.
And on February 27th, apparently without giving the White House a heads up, Bondi and Kash Patel, the bug-eyed podcaster that Trump put in charge of the FBI, made a show of distributing white binders labeled Epstein Files, Phase 1, to 15 conservative influencers.
The influencers were a veritable pantheon of mental wellness, including that tragically homely Libs of TikTok freak and a 40-year-old man with a receding hairline who calls himself DC Drano. After waving their folders around for photo ops like idiots on a Ferris wheel, some of the influencers actually opened them up and discovered that what was in them was all public information that had been previously disclosed.
I can't believe that the Trump administration would use suckers for a photo op. By this point, Bondi was either lying about what was inside the Epstein files, or she was lying about having access to them in the first place. But she kept up the charade. Here she is on Sean Hannity's show, seeming totally not like she's making shit up as she goes along at all.
I want to be clear because I think people got frustrated because they were expecting more. You were expecting more, and you didn't find out less than 24 hours before the release. You got a whistleblower that confirmed that there were way more documents that they were supposed to turn over, and then you found out just before that.
Well, sure. And you're looking at these documents
Well,
going,
sure.
these aren't all the Epstein files. You know, there were flight logs, there were names and victims' names. And we're going, where's the rest of the stuff? And that's what the FBI had turned over to us. And so a source said, whoa, all this evidence is sitting in the Southern District of New York.
Yep.
So based on that, I gave them the deadline, Friday at 8, a truckload of evidence arrived. It's now in the possession of the FBI. Kash is going to get me, and himself really, a detailed report as to why all these documents and evidence had been withheld. And, you know, we're going to go through it as fast as we can, but go through it very cautiously
You're lying,
to
aren't
protect
you?
all the victims of Epstein.
When I'm lied to, the thing that I hate the most is not actually the lie. It's that the person telling the lie thinks I'm dumb.
Totally.
You know, it's like a power play.
Like Pam girl.
Yeah.
So now this mysterious truck of evidence is sitting on Pam's truck-resistant desk. She and Kash Patel are going over the documents together?
I guess. Bondi has this remarkable ability to seem like she's lying unless she's screaming, which is probably why in recent months she's pivoted to mostly screaming.
I agree. Screaming seems much more trustworthy.
On July 7th, the Justice Department released its now infamous "Please Stop Asking About the Epstein List" memo, wherein it claimed that it was impossible to release any more evidence, that there was no Epstein client list, Jeffrey Epstein definitely killed himself, and that he was not blackmailing rich and powerful men. This upset a lot of MAGA people, including Laura Loomer, all of whom had been led along like cartoon donkeys by the carrot on a fishing line promises of Trump and his ilk, which was that the Epstein files were going to expose the way that the powerful abuse the powerless, and Trump was going to bring them down by exposing them.
Did they think that a memo would put a stop to their quest for the truth?
You guys are that
First of
dumb.
all, we know they can't read.
Don't worry, Alyssa. Pam Bondi had just the ticket to calm the storm. She once again delivered a great, totally feasible sounding clarification.
In February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I was asked a question
Don't care
about
what
the
you did on
client
Fox.
list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. And the minute missing from the video,
You just never
we
opened them, you
released
never
the
thought about it.
video showing definitively
The three most important files
the video
of all time,
was not
basically.
conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video
They're
to
lying
release
so
that
badly.
as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
This didn't fly with some on the right, like Laura Loomer, who exists within the right-wing ecosystem like the herpes virus. Between painful outbreaks, she lies dormant, ready to be summoned by stress or nutritional deficiencies. Loomer was not buying any of Bondi's excuses for not releasing the Epstein list, even accusing the Attorney General of being a secret Scientologist or working for the government of Qatar to protect powerful officials that were named in the files. She even claimed that her inaction on the files as AG of Florida was indicative of something rotten.
Hey, I'm on Team Laura Loomer here for the first and only time. I mean, you can kind of see the ingredients in the crazy sauce here, right? Bondi has palled around with Scientologists, and she did lobby on behalf of Qatar. But it's completely unfeasible that Bondi is the one keeping the public from seeing what's in the Epstein files. You know, the only reason she does what she does in the job that she has is because she does what Trump tells her to do.
Unfortunately, Pam Bondi is not a great improviser, which is a necessary skill to be a good liar. Bondi insisted that the reason that the files would not be released was that they contained child sexual abuse materials, or, in the outdated parlance that Bondi still uses, child pornography.
Bondi had no follow-up announcement that the evidence would be used to open a federal investigation into where this child sexual abuse material came from, like who was distributing it, who is in it, what became of the child victims. No follow-up whatsoever. If she'd only attended a UCB class or two, maybe she'd be better at coming up with something that made sense.
Oh, by the way, around this time, it was reported that Bondi had informed President Trump back in May that his name appeared in the Epstein files. And the Wall Street Journal first reported the existence of a birthday message featuring a crudely drawn image of a naked female torso that Trump made for Jeffrey Epstein that referred to a wonderful secret between them.
It's just a normal thing. Normal thing for a 50-year-old men to do for each other. So the heat was on. Mid-July, the heat is on, and Bondi's Justice Department tried to change the story by announcing investigations into Trump's enemies, like James Comey and John Brennan. Unfortunately, she also fired Maureen Comey around that time, James Comey's daughter. But James Comey's daughter, Maureen, just so happened to be one of the federal prosecutors who had been on the team that prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice.
And also in July, another Justice Department official named Todd Blanche conducted a suspiciously timed 2-day interview with Maxwell, wherein the convicted child sex trafficker insisted that she'd never seen President Trump do anything wrong back when he and Epstein were besties, and that her partnership with Epstein ended well before either of his arrests.
The dumbest motherfuckers in the Trump orbit believe that this testimony exonerated the increasingly guilty acting president, and the Department of Justice transferred Maxwell to a cushy jail camp in Texas. Days later, Bloomberg News would reveal that 18,000 emails from Jeffrey Epstein's inbox revealed that Maxwell had lied a lot during her chat with Blanche. She's still in the nice jail, though.
The Epstein files have yet to be released.
Again, I call on hackers to do something more interesting than installing ransomware in hospital billing systems. Bondi's dramatic performance of zealous servility is reminiscent of a poorly trained dog with an anxious attachment style.
Pam Bondi is Donald Trump's emotional support lawyer.
Absolutely. We saw this on display when Bondi was compelled to appear before the Senate Judiciary and Oversight Committee in October, which is part of her job. But rather than answer the reasonable questions that Democratic senators asked her, she responded with all the charm of a drunken tourist who's trying to argue her way back into the Panama City Senior Frogs she just got kicked out of.
I'd like to know from you what conversations you've had with President Trump about the indictment of James Comey.
Senator, I am not going to discuss any conversations I have or have not had with the President of the United
Did you
States.
see that?
Is there a tape that has audio and video of the transfer of the 50,000?
You would have to talk to Director Patel about that.
I'm talking to you.
I don't know the answer, Senator.
Yet you do know the answer to
Don't
that.
call me a liar.
Were you consulted by the White House before they deployed National Guard troops to cities in the United States?
I am not going to discuss any internal conversations with the White House.
What's the secret? Why do you want to keep this secret? The American people don't know the rationale behind the deployment of National Guard troops in my state.
I wish you loved Chicago as much as you hate President Trump. I wish that you loved your state of California as much as you hate President Trump.
We later discovered that Bondi had come to the hearing prepared with a folder of pre-written burns because she's not smart enough to remember her own comebacks.
In addition to breaking new ground in the world of comedy, Pam has been doing important work as Attorney General, too. She approved the $400 million plane that the Qatari government wanted to give as a gift to President Trump.
Hey, didn't she used to lobby for the Qatari government?
Sure did, Laura Loomer. Shortly after Trump took office, the Department of Justice was working on a pilot program that would restore gun rights to certain nonviolent criminals. The first round of people approved for that program were 9 old white people, including a retired New York Jets player, all of whom had petitioned to have their rights restored years after their convictions for things like insurance fraud. But somebody else was mysteriously added to that list last minute. Mel Gibson, who was convicted of misdemeanor domestic violence in 2011.
Oh no, Aaron, not Mel Gibson.
Yeah, now normally people with certain domestic violence convictions aren't allowed to have guns for obvious reasons.
Mel
Donald
Gibson's
Trump
rage.
is nothing if not the head
so-
starfucker in charge, and he's fascinated by celebrities. He even made Mel Gibson and Jon Voight 2 unofficial ambassadors to Hollywood.
Let me guess. Mel asked for his guns back, and Trump's 80s brain can't say no to the star of Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, Gibson's team apparently appealed directly to Trump, who passed along to Bondi, who dutifully did what her master told her to do, and told one of her deputies, an attorney named Liz Oyer, to add to the list, quote, a famous friend of the president who had lost his right to own a gun due to a domestic violence conviction. Oyer later testified before Congress that she refused to do so and was fired shortly thereafter.
And didn't you say that we were going to bring up her brother Brad Bondi again?
Oh, right, of course. So Brad Bondi is a defense attorney in D.C. Since his sister has been attorney general, the DOJ has been mysteriously dropping charges against clients he's representing.
Whoa.
Yeah, in March, Trump pardoned a Mormon grifter named Trevor Milton, who had been sentenced to 4 years in prison over his fraudulent electric truck company called Nikola. Nikola raised eye-popping amounts of money from investors, only come to find out the truck didn't work. In order to demonstrate that it worked, Milton rolled it down a hill.
Stop. Stop.
Yes. Okay, here's another one that Brad Bondi was representing. Just before leaving office, the Biden Justice Department opened an investigation into a Republican lawyer named Carolina Amnesty, which sounds like a fake name that I would give on the fly. Amnesty faced charges that she had defrauded the COVID relief program and was looking at up to 20 years in prison. She whined that she was being targeted for her politics, but suddenly in August, her lawyer, again the AG's brother, learned that the DOJ was no longer going to seek charges against her.
What a coinky-dink.
So they've got kind of a Lannister-like symbiosis going, except instead of fucking each other, they're double-teaming the concept of justice.
She also seems, how do I put this delicately, dumb. She believes that as Attorney General, she's the president's lawyer and argued before the Senate that she cannot disclose the content of conversations she has with the president, implying that it was due to the attorney-client privilege. But she's not the president's lawyer. The president has the Office of White House Counsel, which serves as his lawyers. The AG is America's lawyer. Still, when push comes to shove, Pam Bondi should remember that Richard Nixon did not go to jail. His attorney general did.
All right, Alyssa, do you want to hear my unifying theory of Pam Bondi?
I'm ready.
I think she's totally faking it. She's a dog lover. Nobody who actually loves dogs or cats, if you're like an animal lover, you can't work alongside a person who bragged about shooting the animal that you love. And nobody who really loves dogs would be okay with ICE going into people's homes and shooting their Rottweiler. Like, that happened in El Paso. Another thing about Pam Bondi, well, it's clear that her forehead has not moved since the George W. Bush administration. She's got the Perino special. Like,
She does.
1,000 units. She has yet to Mar-a-Lago-ify her face like her colleague Kristi Noem or nemesis Laura Loomer or lesser legal nutbag Judge Janine. Eventually, all MAGA women of means must show their loyalty by carving themselves into a ghoulish pumpkin. Having peroxide fried hair simply isn't enough. The truly compliant MAGA woman takes a look at herself in the mirror, concludes that in this case, God did make some mistakes, and gets a plastic surgeon to perform the maximum amount of gender-affirming care allowed. And so, I don't think the Tampa Community Theater understudy level theatrics of Pam Bondi will be enough to demonstrate her loyalty forever. She's either going to need a facelift, or she's going to have to shoot a dog to prove she is who she says she is.
It's dark.
Well, there you have it. Attorney General and the Urban Meyer of divorce, Pam Bondi. Where does she fall on our matrix of fucking guys?
Erin, she's a tough one. I'm going to say it's a little bit hard to pin Pam down on the spectrum because she is scheming, but she is also a bit stupid.
She's stupid.
And she definitely is an opportunist. I don't feel like she's a true believer. I don't think you can start out as a Democrat and end up MAGA and be a true believer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to call her a stupid schemer and an opportunist.
Right. So here, my basis of like rating her was I was trying to compare her to other fucking guys. Like a Leonard Leo is like the ultimate schemer. And I'm like, could Pam Bondi hang with Leonard Leo? And the answer is no.
No.
Like, I don't want to compliment Leonard Leo whatsoever, like the Tweedledum of the fall of democracy, whatever. But I think that he has like a long plan. He's thinking. I think she's a stupid opportunist.
Okay, great.
That's all the time we have for this episode of This Fucking Guy. This episode was researched and written by me with an assist from Melissa Mastromonaco, fact-checking by Claire Fogarty. The rest of our credits and links to our sources, including Ruth Marcus's work at The New Yorker, can be found in our show notes.
If you like what you've seen, please subscribe and share.
And if you have some suggestions for future subjects of This Fucking Guy, please leave them in the comments. Take care, be well, don't try to steal a dog from disaster survivors.
And fuck that guy.
Almost to 5 blueprint frags. I guess I will go try it, as there's nothing else to do. Oh, 800 cloth is too much. batteries are getting low. Where's my phone? There it is. And now my other thing died. So we'll charge it. Haven't done this in a while, Bosch bomb mining. Quite fun. Oops.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Oh no, it still hasn't reset yet? Oh. Engineering workbench. There's an animal on my wall, I think. A rat, I think. And my cat is driving my cat crazy. Kitty, kitty. Engineering workbench is good. Charge my watch.
Warp drive active.
You still haven't reset. Oh, damn it. Fucking annoying. taking forever. Whoa. Startled me. Where's the repair bench? I can't remember. Is it in here somewhere? No, it's not back there, is it? That's the research bench, but the repair bench. Oh, I remember where the repair bench is. Yeah, it's over here, right? Ah, yes. Much better. P. Have to pee, oops. Okay. I'll be right back, I gotta pee. Oh, sorry, kid, I didn't know you were there.
The capacitor is empty.
Okay, kitty. Ready? Good kitty.
Okay. The 6 Ministry. Hi, kitty. You want to hang out? Hi. Okay, come here, kitty. Good kitty. I love you, kitty. Let's put you on camera, huh? Get your little silver, beautiful silver fur. We're getting older, kitty. I'm glad we're doing it together. Oh, get your butt out of my face, kitty. No, don't love me. Oh, so the switch is how you tell? So I can just go watch the switch, and when it finally goes down, I can go in? Okay, that's how? I didn't know. Oh, kitty, I love you. I can't walk, I'm stroking my cat. It's a piercer bolt. Okay, we're done here. I got all the blueprint fragments I need. I can actually leave this place. Oh, you're such a cute kitty. But I'm the star. Okay, let's get back there. I think I've got a Hazy. I'll switch it. I've got a Hazy, and I'm going to switch it to Arctic, and I'll take it over to Airfield with all of these blue cards. Oh no. Now I gotta charge this one. God damn it. At least I'm making it through to the end of the shift with kinda making it. Oh no, it was the other one. It was the other one. The other one died too. Well, let's plug them in. And we'll turn it down a little bit. Oh no, did I mute? Oh, maybe my kitty muted me, actually. Oh, kitty, I love you. I love the kitty. I love her. She's such a good kitty.
Warp drive active.
I used to do this when I was alpha and I didn't want to pay. And I was like, I don't think I need to pay for this game anymore. If I can do faction warfare in a Tristan and mining in Poshvon and hauling, I don't need to pay for this game anymore. Although I will pay for it. Okay, I'm gonna take the most valuable stuff here. Oh, damn it, I told you to go dock. You won't do it, or what? Northern windows to water is a G8. Okay, so G8.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
And I made it home with the map fragments, and I can lay down... oh, I didn't pick up the scrap, though. That's alright, I needed to make 2 trips anyways. What a beautiful base on a beautiful server. I even have some metal frags to show for my time, too, which is good. Helps with the upkeep. Puts me back at 18 hours again. Okay, gonna need scrap and high quality stuff, but all the rest of this we will say, oh yeah, I will say existing, we'll dump all of it. Existing, we'll dump all of it. Existing, we'll dump all of it. That's gotta go in the, that thing. There's even more metal. Oh, it was a wolf. I like this car, but it's served its purpose. I'm going to pull the fuel and the parts from it. Stuff it all away in a box and just use it to take a different car in the morning. Locking it was fun, but I mean, I don't know. I don't need to maintain this car. There's not really a need to, so I will just pull it out. Oh no, did I leave the scrap in the bench? I think I probably did. Which is terrible. Fucking terrible. I can't believe I did that. I don't really have a quick way up there either. Hi, kitty. I guess I have that car. That car will go pretty fast. I'll take like 60 fuel and I'll drive up there with that car because it'll go fast. I can just go get the scrap. Oh, damn it. Anyways, all... Okay, then... God damn it. I've got to, like, go get that scrap. It's so annoying. Fuck, I did leave it there. Well, I think the fastest way is the heli. I don't know if it's the safest way, but it's the fastest way. I will go to mining outpost with fuel. And in that way I will take a motorcycle. Up there. No, I'll just take the car. That car will get me there. Hi, kitty. You're so cute. Hi, lovely kitty. I'm so happy with you. Hello, lover. How are you? took all the parts out. It's alright. What the hell? Oh, right. Ooh, well that's fortuitous. I'm glad I came back. Yeah, they'll rot away, huh? Get away from the crystals, annoying. Oh, cute kitty. I love you. Such a lovely little kitty. You're a more complete cat now, kiss sissy. You needed a human. I needed a cat. It's crazy. At the end of the 7 years, at the end of the long 7 years of terrible bullshit ever since the man tried to kill me, I lost my cat and I went looking for my cat and it ruined my life. And then 7 long years of terrible shit, losing Cloud and all this terrible stuff. And at the end of it, I got a cat. Didn't ask for one, it just happened. Something on my shirt. Yeah, I think there probably was something on my shirt. She's eating it now. Gross. You silly kitty. You silly kitty. There's my 280 scrap. Jesus Christ. Oh. Well, at least it didn't kill me. Oh. This one can rot. I suppose that blocks the door. Huh? Cutscene. You're fine, kid. Yay, I made it to a T2. There's a mini fridge on now? Oh. Kitty. Silly kitty. Oh my god, kitty, you like just sat on my keyboard. Let's see what my AirPods are at now. 90 and 66, which is good. So let's open them. So let's get them back on. Going to bed soon, but gonna go take a kit and kill people at the outpost one last time.
a nostalgic monument from Rust's previous life, offering a quick spot to jump in, recycle and grab a few items along the way. We'll cover everything you need to know about this monument and get you ready to hop in and give it a gaze. Hey guys, Jafar here and let's get started. The Toxic Village, Rad Town or Split Rad, whatever you want to call it, can be located by finding the Rad Town monument on your map. I found it spawning in beginner and more advanced areas of the map, so the players you encounter may vary. There's a total of 16 basic or military spawn locations, with only 5 of those being filled. I found the most common share of crates to be 1 military and 4 basic crates. Other items you can find in and around the Rad Town include a wealth of barrels, especially in the rusted garage, food boxes, a bike spawn in the center of the road, and a total of 2 diesel barrels, with them spawning in 3 possible locations. Here's what I found after running the town 3 times looting only the crates, along with the average scrap count after recycling down all the components. And here's what I got after 3 runs when looting the crates, barrels, and other smaller boxes. Now enjoy the loot run, taking my recommended path which is optimized to avoid running through the center, which can be dangerous. The number of crates shown in this run does not represent the max of 5 you'll normally find. A single recycler can be found in the 2-story garage at the bottom floor. You can reach it by going through the front and keeping to the first doors on your left. Otherwise, head out back and enter through the only door and keep right. Be careful with this room, as players from the outside can boost up and peek through the window by either standing on the boxes or jumping on the large crate and sitting on the wall to get the best angle in. Also, the plywood patch in the window cannot be penetrated. Other utilities include chairs in the form of couches and toilet seats. These give you 100% comfort and let you heal up. I think it'll be fun to compare how the monument has changed from Legacy, so here's a few comparisons. You can freely run through the center of the monument without any rad protection. However, all buildings apart from the primary 2-story garage require at least 11 radiation protection, which can be achieved with a full cloth set. The 2-story garage and radiated containers outside will require at least 26 radiation protection. You can also find radiated puddles around the monument, one outside the 2-story garage under the stairs, and the second in the back corner around the forklift. You can drink from these puddles, but as you might expect, you'll receive radiation damage. The interesting thing is you can collect this radiated water in a container or water gun. Firing the water gun or dumping the water into a player will give them a small amount of radiation. You can even give yourself radiation by chucking the water into the air. This means you can now collect the water, take it to your base, dump it into a container, and use the sprinklers to rain down radioactive water onto people, dealing damage to them if they have less than 7 radiation protection. If you end up dumping the radioactive water onto the crops, it will instantly destroy them. The same goes for using it within sprinklers. There's a huge number of sneaky spots this monument allows you to hide within. It does make it a challenge to enter this monument, since there could be players hiding in any one of the windows surrounding you. My favourite spot is the 2-story garage building, where you can sit back and peek out some of the gaps in the wall. There are boxes all around, allowing you to get a perfect angle on someone. Also, it's very difficult to see you from afar. As for other notable spots, the smallest building across from the 2-story garage features a few holes in the floor, making it a challenge for anyone to safely clear out the building without some crazy bloke hopping down and blowing your head off. You can also reach the second story from the outside by performing this jump. Across the road in the white 2-story building, you can do some cheeky jumps from the outside up to the window to reach the second floor, giving you a nice flank on someone. From up here you can get a great view of the road below, along with a straight line shot down into the smaller garage building below. Around the place you'll also come across ladders to reach the roof of some buildings. However, a lot of the times you'll find alternative routes up with a bit of parkour. I think it'll be fun to compare how a single recycler can be found in the 2-story garage at the bottom floor. You can reach it by going through the front and keeping to the first doors on your left. Otherwise, head out back and enter through the only door and keep right. Be careful with this room as players from the outside can boost up and peek through the window by either standing on the boxes or jumping on the large crate and sitting on the wall to get the best angle in. Also, the plywood patch in the window cannot be penetrated. Other utilities include chairs in the form of couches and toilet seats. These give you 100% comfort and let you heal up. I think it'll be fun to run through the center of the monument without any rad protection. However, all buildings apart from the primary 2-story garage require at least someone. From up here you can get a great view of the road below.
What's up, I'm Triple Sheet. Since the Metashift update, Radtown has changed quite a bit. In this video, I'll show you everything. 16% rad protection, which protects me from most of rad through this entire town. The only last place is all the way over there on that side. Next to this recycler room, by this entrance, you'll find this. So, grabbing ourselves a fuse and a green card, I'll go ahead and pop the fuse in and hit the switch to the right. Then we'll immediately head to the side, up here, and left into this building. Oftentimes, a crate spawning here, and just through this door to the right, the green card room.
That's all it is? Wow. Oh, hi, kitty. I love you. Such a good kitty.
Welcome homies and homettes to this Duckside adventure. This is exactly maybe what you might expect. This game had just released on console and we're gonna go check it out. It's kind of like Rust meets DayZ, I think, but you're a duck. And you can fly. They're currently offering a 2-hour free trial on consoles. And if you download the First Flight DLC, which is completely free, you can get yourself some pretty sweet cosmetics as well. And if you prefer it, you can host your own community private servers. And our friends at Gportal host these servers as well. What is this? This is like a node? Yep, chop it down with my beak. That is hilarious. Now, can we do this against some trees? Yep, we're gonna be collecting some wood. Okay, so we've got some roads right here. This is exactly like Rust. Mouse, left click, break it, break. Okay, maybe we're not like in there enough. F to open. But alcohol? I don't think ducks should be eating alcohol. Let me in, son. Cool, got some rope. Feathers, cool. Some random other stuff as well. This is kind of like comps in Rust, I suppose. Stuff that we'll use for crafting. Or just chilling, going down the road with a helmet on. Okay. Got a few little bit of goodies and whatnot. How do we open the map? Is it M? All right, so this is the entire map by the looks of it. Whoa, shoot, no, whoa. What was that? I know that this game is PvP, but there's also PvE aspects to it as well. That was horrifying. Can we eat? Will eating heal us? I died. God damn it. Yes, we had died, but we're still trying to work out how this game works. Oh, we've got a death mark. Okay, so it seems like you can't fly forever. That bar down the bottom there just seems like what judges whether we can fly the whole time. I ain't gonna lie, this waddle is hilarious. Should we try and get some stone? Should we try and make something actually? Okay, our crafting menu is up here. Is there like a better... Okay, this is what we need to see exactly what components we need to be able to make it. Hammer is what we need to build stuff. Nest. Oh, nest is your base. Okay, that makes sense. Looks like people have been raided already. What are these air things? I reckon I know what it could be. Is it gonna boost us up? I fully thought I was a lot closer than I was. And hey, this will get us far. Okay, so these air pylon things boost us up into the sky. Okay, our stuff's here. As we start this up again, I'll just let you guys know, yes, I am mainly an Ark YouTuber, but I have lots of hours playing Rust. And this is basically Rust. Rust and DayZ put together. What is this line over here? I am curiosities to find out. Is that a monument or is that like someone's base? Oh, it's the merchant.
Like DayZ, 'cause
oh,
it's got tons,
is that a crow?
Dark side.
Crow meta, that you, bro?
Dead side.
Oh, feathers are the currency in this game. That's pretty lit. Makes a lot of sense. Key cards. Okay, this is just Rust, bro. AK-47 assault rifle, they call it. We had also found this recycler in the merchant area where we could recycle down some of these comps that we gathered into different resources that we could use for our base or crafting needs. And with some of the stuff that I had gathered, I made this. Oh my God, look at him. He's got a freaking mighty duck mascot. That's so dope. Now that I started getting the hang of Duckside, I decided to call up some of the homies. All right, we're gonna call the homies. We've got a group of players that are gonna come join us.
Hello.
Yo. Now, before everyone starts arriving, I decided we should set up a little base. So I went ahead and made some basic tools and began gathering up a whole bunch of resources. And since you can fly in this game, I figured the best place to build would be somewhere up high. Too close to another base, except we couldn't build here. Found a little spot just down the ways and started setting up the base. Need fiber. We got a twig base. Yeah, so the base is only currently made out of twig, which means it's extremely vulnerable and able to be raided super easily. So we need to further stock up on some more resources so we can upgrade our base and make it stronger. But then we had our very first encounter with another duck, a real life player. Oh, there's a present, there's a present. Get him, get him, get him, get him. Oh, Nugs, was that you? So, yeah, I accidentally killed one of my homies that joined the server. My bad. Anyways, moving on, I had to collect a bunch of resources so we could upgrade our base, which we managed to do, and successfully make this base a little bit tougher than it previously was. I then went to go check out this helicopter. It looked quite interesting. This ended up being quite the mistake, though. Oh, shit! I died. And frustratingly enough, I didn't set down a place that I could respawn back at base. Oh no, I didn't have a sleeping bag down or anything. So it did take us a little while to get back to base. Firstly, stopping by our bag to get our stuff back. Hopefully not to die once again. No! How do I loot it all? Get out, get out! Oh, phew. Armed with only a bow and an arrow, I went over to the harbor to check out this monument. It's here where we could break down some of these barrels and get some more components. But we had to keep away from those pesky hunters. Oh, shit. I only had one choice. I could either evade them or destroy them. Yeah, I got a hunter. Oh, I got a green card. That's a green building. Ah! Shit, go. After barely escaping the brutal hunters, I managed to run into some of our friends.
Yes, fair game's fair game, mate.
Fuck off.
Well, do it to him, mate. Do it.
Oh! He fucking killed me.
I wanted to do it, but then he started shooting, mate.
I didn't trust you guys.
I was looking the other direction.
That was the homies Johnny and TK. Johnny you may have seen in other videos like Dune Awakening. And TK, he's just one of the homies that comes around every now and then. Again, I forgot to put down a respawn place back at base. So we had to try and make our way back there. Unfortunately, that's easier said than done. Oh my god, bro. Freaking hunters have freaking aimbot and they got a shotgun. Oh my fuck. One thing that I do definitely enjoy about this game is the PvP aspect. And being that you can fly, it means you can come in from any direction. Who's this? I ain't gonna lie, ducks waddling and trying to fight is kinda hilarious. Come back here, you duck. I got kind of bored of trying to kill this guy with just an axe and left, which made me realize that it's very important that we start gearing up and trying to get some actual weapons, which means we need to place down this furnace so we can start smelting up some metal and then craft some guns and stuff later. Now, we did manage to pick up a shotgun while we're out and about, so that's a start, I guess, in weapons. I then met up with the boys and we joined the same party. What up, Johnny?
Yeah?
What up?
They had a bunch of loot on them that they had gathered from out and about and came back to base to depot it all. Got some loot from the boys. Next, we placed down a workbench. This allows us to craft some higher tier weapons. This is only the level 1 workbench, and there's 3 different workbenches you can get in this game. With all the resources the boys brought back, we were able to make a research bench. Now, if there's certain items that we haven't learned yet, we can then go find those items and research them in the research bench, and then we can start crafting them ourselves. And the best way to find some of these different items is in different monuments. Something like this military bunker. Oh, that's where you get blueprints. Gotcha. Now I understand that. You can loot this military area. I don't even know what you'd call this place. I just, like a feather just came up on the screen. What does that mean?
Yeah,
same for me.
Same.
So when you die, you get those duck feathers. I brought them to the shrine, and I gave them to that, and it gave us faith. I believe if we fill, see how there was bars to fill up? I think if we fill that up, we might actually, they might call an airdrop. Because there's a reward from the sky.
Okay. I continued looting this monument, getting as much of these resources and stuff as possible, and then eventually met up with TK where we had a bit of fun.
Does this shotgun look loaded?
I don't know. Let me look down the barrel real quick. Is it?
Is it a fight out?
I don't know. Is it loaded? Can I see it?
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, go on. No. It looks like there's something in there, but I'm not sure. Gonna pull that little stick there and find out? I don't know.
It's not loaded! Nope, not loaded. No, save here. You try. Is it loaded for you? Oh! Yep, I think it's loaded, bro.
I think it's loaded, bro.
Yeah, good. After a bit of fun and shenanigans, I geared myself up with a shotgun and went back to harbor. This time the hunted became the hunter. Except, if I'm honest, my aim is pretty bad. Another hunter down. I'm feeling quite invincible, so it's time to take out the rest of his friends. I then went to go meet up with Johnny and TK in the desert biome. They were on the hunt for some PvP, but then they found this monument, which looks like a part of a submarine or something. I don't know. I came fully prepared for battle with my bow in hand, or my wing, I guess. There was a tiny bit of loot here in some crates, but we kind of got stuck because we couldn't figure out how to actually progress any further through this place. There were these doors with symbols on them, and we kind of couldn't figure out how to get through. We were stuck here for quite a while, but we really wanted to try and get in here because there should be a crate here with good loot in it. Apparently, we couldn't figure this out. We tried very hard. Eventually, we just decided to leave. Maybe you can let me know in the comments below exactly how we were supposed to get through there. Myself and Flurry found ourselves in the snow biome, and when we went to come and investigate this base, we saw that it had already been raided. Oh, the roof's open. Oh, we're in. What's in here? Oh, boys, we got loot. We got loot. We got loot. Come to me. Come to me.
Oh my god!
We're on, boys. We're set.
Where's the charcoal?
They're loaded!
Oh, where'd you look at the charcoal?
We're loaded, boys. We're loaded. Oh, we got blue cards, green cards. This is just about as lucky as you can get this early in a game like this. We decided we wanted to take over this base, so all we needed to do was destroy this duck idol.
Oh!
But yeah, that happened.
TK, why would you do that?
Killer, here's Johnny.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, with my head between my tails, I returned back to our new base. The boys had placed down a brand new idol, so now this base is completely ours. All we needed to do right now is just seal it in with some doors that we currently own. You see, these other doors we do not own, so the other person that previously owned this can still kind of get in. But the plan is to block his entry by, closing this off, especially the access to the loot room. That needs to be secured safely. Next, as a group, we went over to another monument, and this one was extremely tough. It was another military installment, and these weren't just normal hunters. They were like proper military men with assault rifles. We were once again just trying to get access to this place so we could get the crate that should be inside. But trying to find a way to actually get inside was proving to be quite difficult. We ended up going up to the top, which was kind of like a missile silo area, where I met back up with the boys, but made sure to avoid Johnny. Oh, don't stand in front of Johnny with a shotgun. Noted.
Oh! Where is he?
Okay, really? I need to aim a bit more higher to his head.
His feet definitely don't like
Oh,
me.
behind us.
What was that?
I don't know where that come from. That absolutely drilled me from I don't know where.
Are you dead?
Yeah, I'm dead.
Oh, you are DED dead. Oh!
Yeah, you don't want to come in here, bro.
Oh my god. Well, this is an awkward spot to be in right now. Are you dead?
Yeah, I'm dead.
I'm just, yeah, I just got a crossbow.
Yeah, man, just type the heads.
What happened to your little, your mackerels?
Well, 5 bullets doesn't get you very far, you know?
Yeah, I know, but, I mean, I think there's one before below. I think he shot me through the closed door.
Oh, fucking YOLO. Oh, there he is. I got him.
Just gonna heal up.
Ah! We were really having a tough time trying to figure out how to get through this place. We found another one of these puzzle card door things and once again couldn't figure out how it worked. Eventually just giving up and heading on back to base. We did manage to find another decayed base that had a little bit of loot in it and then got into a fight. Oh, is someone below?
Where? Oh. Don't wait till you ammo, you're gonna need those.
Oh shit. I lost him amongst these trees, but Johnny sorted him out real quick.
Dead.
Oh, you got him.
Yeah, I got him. Yeah, nothing.
We were now at a stage that we were outside looking for some PvP. We wanted to have some fun. That's what this game is all about after all. Johnny hooked me up with a submachine gun that he had picked up. This was surely going to be a very fun weapon to have. Oh, is there someone diving in?
That was someone diving into the fight.
There's 4 of them, bro. Guy to the right, I think.
It was to the right.
Yep, I see him in the space.
Yeah, that's where I killed him.
Yeah, he's leaving.
Oh, sniped him, Johnny. 1 bullet, that's all I heard, and he's dead.
Oh, there's someone with Flurry.
Does he have my explosive arrows I wanted?
Yes, I'm highly aware that my aim is terrible. I'm sorry. Niggas on my back, man.
He's dead.
With all the PvP done, I went to go meet up with Flurry, who was trying to eco-raid through this door. If you don't know what eco-raiding is, it's basically when you try and break down an object without any explosives and just kind of any weapon that you have. After an hour of chopping down this door, we got in and it was completely empty.
What's in there?
Nothing. Since we lost out on that, I figured we'd try and raid another base, and this one looked like a great juicy one. Oh, this is cooking. This is an active base.
Yeah.
There's a door that just shut. This is their base.
Yeah, I know. There's one guy in here. He's sitting at the window. I'm just gonna fly and start pickaxing him. Oh.
Well.
Oh,
shit. I'm dead. I now wanted to start attempting to raid some bases, but before doing that, we're gonna need some important resources like metal and a whole bunch of sulfur so we can make some explosives. Now you might be wondering, what kind of explosives can you make? Well, right now, none, which is why I'm placing down a research table in our next base, because I do have some explosive arrows that I can learn, and then we can use them to raid some bases. But once I had learned the explosive arrows recipe, I realized I was still missing another recipe that I need. Wooden arrows, hand grenade, and rope. Great.
I had to make a hand grenade.
There's a place that sells the blueprint. Luckily, since we had taken over this space, we had gathered a bunch of feathers, and I managed to learn the hand grenade recipe. So equipped with some explosive arrows and a brand new helmet, I went out to go and raid my very first base. It was pretty close to the end of wipe, so we're just raiding this little 2x1. Last one. We're in.
You mean a 4x2?
Oh, there's another door. Oh, that door's the weaker door, though.
That's a 2x1 to you.
Oh, actually, this was a good raid. Let's go. 3k, 4k sulfur, 8k metal. That raid gave us enough resources to make some more boom. So we moved on to this little twig base. I didn't expect it to have much, but we were rather surprised by it. Ooh, thank you, sir. I then spotted a rather large base in the distance. Ooh, I found a raid.
Found a raid target?
Yeah, but it might take a bit to get to it. Looks like a pretty big base. The doors around the perimeter had been upgraded, so they had more health, but we found this one door that had not been upgraded yet. That was our entryway. If you guys can come to me.
We raiding?
Yeah. Where would the loot room be if we had a loot room here?
Aaron, you go on a door that I'm already...
Oh, really?
I'm in.
44 hours.
Oh, no.
I did it.
It's one of those moments where once on the base is already raided and you're raiding the other side.
Big ass hole right here, bro. Look.
Oh, bro.
Okay, I've got nothing else to do.
Shit.
After making the stupid mistake of trying to break into the wrong door, I realized I didn't have enough boom to get through this next one. So I had to head back to base to make some more explosive arrows, and I took off our silly little hat, then returned to blow up this door.
You can't run up and lick that before it blows up. Run!
Say it, no, mate. You go, go on. Don't know that.
Go.
Yeah.
Flurry, your turn. Flurry, your turn.
Sorry, you're gonna
lick
Go
it.
for it, go. He took too long.
Oh, last one. You ready? Both of you at the same time.
Big doors door.
Both of you at the same time. Ready?
Go. I'm getting to block you up.
Oh.
Oh.
Empty?
Empty. Well, this duck needs...
Execution? You want to execute him? Or shall we?
Yeah, we'll blow him up. Like this.
Oh,
shit. Guys, this game is stupidly fun.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Make sure you guys go and download it right now on PlayStation 5 or your Xbox. And go ahead and download the First Flight DLC for free. You have nothing to lose with a free 2-hour trial on consoles as well. Remember, if you did enjoy this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot. Until next time, peace.
So there is no...
Go back.
Welcome, homies and homettes, to this...
Aaron Aztec Gaming. And this thing looks so awesome. Okay. Tomorrow, put up power and vending machines. But for now, I think we're good. 2:18 in the morning, time to go to bed. This has been a good session of Rust. Thank you so much for your time, guys. I am going to go to bed now and stop this video with a reminder that you have been watching. Oh yeah, this was a great session. Yeah, you've been watching Skycatlive. I'm a full-time variety gamer, all day, every day. Put me on in the background. Come click on the cat's face to donate. You just won't do it, or what? You just can't do that, or there you go. Okay, and come click on the cat's face to donate. Come to the Twitch or the YouTube. Give me a like, sub, or a follow. Thank you so much for your time, guys. I'll be back here tomorrow to play some more video games. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You all have a wonderful day. I will be back here tomorrow. Bye. And this video is ending. I will end the stream.